Hello people. Before I get started with this video, let me just say that for anyone who even bothers to watch videos about, let alone from the vampire community, this is, I really didn't want to do this on this channel, but this one person, he keeps insisting that oh, we're going to keep making false claims on you, spread them throughout wherever, blah, blah, blah. We're going to cause you problems at shows. Well, I got a few things to say, actually, and before I say them, let me just say that if this video disappears off of YouTube, it's because these people from the vampire community, they usually like to pull dirty tactics when you tell the truth and false flag your stuff and all that other stuff. But yet, when they make a video or whatnot, or make a false blog or a false attack on someone else, that's just fine, and they're backed up by their own whole community, whether people know what's going on or not. And some people are victims of the whole rumor spreading, in which some of them don't know what's really going on, and a lot of them are just fakes, liars, and pretty much people who don't care about anyone else, really. They just care about themselves, and they want to make a name for themselves. They're a bunch of liars, con artists, and can often be prone to violence, even though they claim that they're not about violence. And they usually pull dirty tactics like provoking people, physically provoking people, so on and so forth. But I would just like to bring up a few things. To actually make people aware of how to tell if a vampire community member or a goth is lying. One, don't trust them. Don't believe a word if you want to be indirect and just not bother with them, don't trust them, don't socialize with them, because they're not going to give you a straight answer anyway. They're going to tell you a bunch of drama and lies for the most part, and those that are sucked up into the game, most of the time they don't even know that they're telling drama and lies, because they're sucked into the game. They're believing the masses of liars in that community compared to following their own instincts, because, as usual, they want acceptance and they don't want to be rejected. Two, question everything. If they question why you're asking so many questions even, or if they can't stand your questions and they can't give you an honest answer, or if they threaten you with violence or your family, or if they make up rumors about you, they're lying. They're lying through their teeth. They have been lying through their teeth all along, and they fear that they're going to get caught, so they make up a bullshit false flag attack on your character. Three, if you really want a heart-to-heart conversation, well, a heart-to-non-heart conversation with them, because a lot of them don't even have heart. They're pretty much bullies and thugs. Pretty much ask them why they did it, and they won't give you a straight answer. They'll ask them why they did it in front of their little friends, and they will go running around up at arms, and they will call you everything from schizophrenic to whatever. Number four, if you really want to get into it with them in a safer manner, and you have the information on them, spread that information and tell the truth. Basically, get their information out about them and what they did, if they want to spread false rumors about you, and basically tell the truth. And if you have hardcore evidence, don't be afraid to push it out. Spread the word. If you have a video on them of their crimes, or if you have any information, any confessions they made, put it out there. Um, other than that, you know, and like I've done this before. I used to be like very argumentative with them, but I realize that that's not the way to go about it, because then you're just getting sucked into their little game. They provoke you, you scream and yell, you know, and then they go, "Oh, look, see, he's crazy." Yeah, and then they go running around saying you're mentally ill, you're this, you're that, you're the other, you did this, you did that. And they also drag the S&M scene and all those losers into the fucking fray as well, the verbal fray, you know, and I've had people I never even met or ever even seen or probably didn't even fucking acknowledge because I was working in one of these clubs as a coat check or whatever, or a DJ, and these people I didn't even know were coming up online making claims and all this other shit. You know, you even have some of the female ones flattering them at people's expense, talking about, "Oh, he said he wanted to do this to me." And a lot of these people that say this bullshit are fat and ugly and disgusting and nasty. Are mostly pigs and cows and sheep, even. Not literally, but metaphorically speaking. So yeah, and that's you know, that's pretty much all I have to say. They're a bunch of liars. They're, you know, you questioning them is like them getting sprayed by Agent Orange and then react like, all right, like a wasp. It's like a wasp nest that where the wasps don't have stingers but words, for pretty much metaphorically speaking. But in the meanwhile, they'll talk so much shit about people who confront them, who question them, and they don't like being questioned as to why they do what they do, because they're a bunch of liars. And they might say, "Oh, well, he's delusional. There's no such thing as a vampire community because there's no such thing as vampires." But if you look into YouTube, you'll see a whole bunch of videos from people from the vampire community, especially Michelle Bellinger. Or Don from Madman House, who claims he's the fucking emperor, but in the meanwhile, the last time I checked, a few years back, he was a 25-year-old electrician who got into the mix. So yeah, and the vampire community, yeah, a lot of them are a part of the goth scene, this scene, that scene. It's pretty much a mix of scenes in that community, but no, they're you know, they're just not people to be trusted, and they're mainly connected within the goth scene, and sometimes the goths get sucked up into that garbage, and you know, they're also the people who you know, follow around in their charades are often Wiccans, pagans, sometimes Satan worshippers. And you know, I've had conflicts with them too, mostly because of the vampire community. Other than the fact that a lot of the Wiccans and pagans and people like that pretty much did my family wrong, but whatever. They are who they are. They're a religion pretty much nowadays based on business with false stats of third degree and Lord and whatever the fuck they do with that, and that's pretty much it. But other than that, I don't plan on making any other videos about the vampire community. I pretty much, you know, explained how the game works really, and you know, with them, it's pretty much, and I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're crazy, because there have been many instances where they have been connected to Renfield syndrome, which, even though it's not a real, you know, syndrome, it's quite delusion. It's basically, the metaphorical term of Renfield syndrome is based on delusional thinking, of thinking you're anything but human, and thinking that you have some grand self-grandiose stat, which they really don't, because being a lord in that scene doesn't give you a 500 to 600 paying job. But yeah, everyone take care, and that's that.